I've been watching them since I was 2 years old. Okay, that's 40 years. That's the first year they showed up, and they've sucked since. They have a choke problem. They have a letting other teams come back problem. Serious problem there. And one of their worst problems, choke kind of fits in here, but they'll get a 3 and 4 goal lead and just fucking blow it. I mean, they were winning with 4 minutes left in the game, 3-0 over Tampa Bay the other night, and almost blew it. Tampa Bay ended up getting 2 goals there in the last 4 minutes. Because they just fucking quit. Oh, we're ahead a couple goals. I'm going to sit down and play with my peanuts. I can't help that. I love my Capitals, but they're never going to, the coach is good now. A couple of the players are good. That's all we got. Andrew says, cutting out the people next door are fighting, and it's not violent enough to interest me. Cutting out the people next door. Huh. Trying to keep up with some of you guys in chat, at least until Barco begins his spam-inator. RD, I had the same issue. I unlinked my Windows account from my old Skype. Couldn't sign in, used the desktop client, and it all works fine now. RD is using Skype? Jesus Christ. It must be the end of the world. It just must be. And that's something else we need to talk about. You guys keep hearing about this doomsday bullshit. You know something? They've been talking about the end of the world for the past 15,000 motherfucking years. So you go ahead, build your shelter. Build your shelter, stock up on your water and your freeze-dried food. Get your fucking cat a bulletproof vest, and you wait. In the meanwhile, I'm going to do radio shows and read the news, because fuck that. The end of the world's not coming, not anytime soon. Having said that, we need to get some people off of this planet, or humanity will not survive. I mean, what species that's smart enough to figure out how to do genetic modifications to humans is not smart enough to not carry all of their eggs in one basket? Where is the divide between what we know is smart and then what we do? What creates that divide? Anybody got any ideas on that? Let me pull up news here. I know you guys are interested in news. I'm not going to talk about the racism cases. There's racist cops out there. There's good cops. There's black guys that do dumb shit, and that's why they get in trouble. And then there's black guys that aren't so guilty, and they get profiled and fucked with. So it all comes down to the individual. It really does. But there are too many bad cops for me to feel comfortable with the way militarized police movements are happening in this country. Too many. It was different before when it was, 3%. I mean, you're up around 10% now, I think, of cops that when they think no one's looking, they're going to misbehave. And that's too many. That's just too many. We got to do something about that. Oh, God, what's in the news? Listen to me, man. Do you really want to hear a radio show done by somebody who sounds like fucking Bobby Kennedy? I mean, I feel like if I hung myself, it would be an improvement. You know, I would experience a better life. Oh, Jesus. I can't even get my shit to come up. Verizon DSL. This web page is not available. Fuck Verizon DSL. And every time I bitch about it, especially if I bitch about it on the radio show page on Facebook, it ends up going up to Twitter because it has the automatic link. And what happens? Excuse me. Fucking Verizon guy comes out of nowhere. We're sorry, Mr. Kirstead, that you're having problems with the service. What types of problems are you having? Well, Verizon guy, my problem mainly lies in the fact that your product and service is not quite as high in quality as the 6-foot turd I laid in my toilet last night that backed it up. That's the beginning of it. Now, we can get into details. I can talk about fiber content. I can talk about when I last had corn. But really, a big pile of shit is what we're talking about here, and there's no reason to beat around the bush or even to beat off about it. Let's just call it what it is. Verizon, you, and your service equal a big, corny, fiber-loaded piece of goddamn shit. Am I clear? Because if I'm not, I'll clarify more. I just wanted to summarize first. Fucking assholes. Yeah, so we got to go to Comcast. Now, I want cable. Cable's going to be way faster. It's going to make this radio show more reliable. But I hear these people are twice as bad of assholes, but their service is better. Like, their stability of their product is better. So, what are you going to do? You know? Fucking assholes. Taliban attack on Pakistan school kills at least 141, mostly children. All right, guys, think about this for a second. Taliban, these are God-loving men. They've just killed a shitload of children. Number one. Number two, ISIS has now agreed and declared that women that are not Muslim and girls that are not Muslim, including prepubescent girls, can now be fucked and traded like baseball cards. So the question then becomes this: do we continue with surgical strikes? Or do we get a little bit into the carpet bombing mentality here? Because this plague, it's kind of like trying to remove a splinter when you're loaded up with grenade shrapnel. We need to widen the angle of our approach here, because this filth needs to be eliminated. And frankly, I hope it's in a suffering way. I'd like to see it done with chemicals that burn your skin or something. I mean, you know, look at, they find a 10-year-old girl, and fucking Assad's regime was doing this already in Syria. So this is nothing new, folks. This is just because it's pronounced in a declaration that it's big news. These fucking people live like this. This isn't an obscure behavior. This isn't a break in the norm. This is their lifestyle. They're coming for the 8-year-old girl to fuck. Yeah, they want it tight. Is this okay with you? We're doing these little 6-man raids and a drone strike here and maybe a cruise missile there. That's okay. We're just going to let this go on. We need to get fucking nuclear in our thinking. I'm not saying go nuclear with our weapons, but we need to get nuclear in our thinking. I'm talking about taking out small parts of entire towns. It's got to go. Oh, will there be casualties? Of course. But for every 3 civilians we kill by accident, we'll save 200 if we do this right. Fuck ISIS. I'm saying that publicly. Fuck North Korea and everybody in that bitch. And I hope they release the movie on Christmas Day. And I hope that in the movie they kill Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un. It sounds like the sound that a large vagina would make if someone were jogging. Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-un. That's what he looks like as well. You know, why are you going to have a military haircut and a military outfit when your fat ass ain't never jogged in your life? What a fucking idiot. I wish I was a reporter and they would send me up to kill his ass. I would. I'd tie his ass to the bumper of a car and drive that bitch like I was drunk. Why not? I mean, they let their people starve so they can buy more weapons. Marco says NATO doesn't pretend to cut off the children. They've collaterally killed heads in well-produced YouTube videos. I don't believe that all of those videos are fakes, Barco. There are plenty of people getting killed by ISIS. I'm sure they have some productions. I mean, they're getting smarter now. All these terrorist organizations are regarding social media and advertising their business, trying to recruit people. But I mean, look at some of the recruits that have been rejected or left ISIS now. One dude left because his iPod wouldn't work over there. Fuck it. I can't stay with ISIS if I can't listen to my shit. Barco said, my Comcast Saturday fapping to the vaguely Asian English lady upgrading me with every fucking ting they have, including phone service and security system, etc. Apocalypse says, you couldn't have created a more monstrous enemy than ISIS. They fit every detail to hate to the T. They do. They do. ISIS is so easy to hate. You look at their whole cause, look at their whole doctrine, and try to find some minute where you can go, okay, I get that. That part seems pretty cool. There's not a part in it. They're just fucking animals. All they are is a Middle Eastern version of the Crips. Yeah, it's Bloods and Crips. It's let's go gangbanging, let's take what we can get. The more numbers we have, the better, and we'll fuck who we can fuck. That's all. It's that simple. There's no cause. We wish to create an Islamic state, and we wish to make Allah central once again to the cause of our nations. You don't give a fuck about Allah. You give a fuck about Maria. You give a fuck about AK-47 That's all you care about? Power and sex. That's all you're looking for? Fucking idiots. God damn it. We need to just set these bitches ablaze. I'm talking, go back to napalm. Fuck it. Go back to napalm so they can see their friends burn. Let's do that. Does that sound, I mean, with the CIA report that just came out, you might say, there's another American. I can hear RD now. You fucking Americans are evil. There's another American who wants to see some violent shit. We can't torture people. We got to draw the line there. We can be very creative. We have an intelligent group of people working in the upper echelons of the CIA and the FBI and our national defense. So we can be very creative on how to get information by making people extremely uncomfortable without shoving hummus up their ass. We can do that, folks. We got to be better than that. Because let me tell you something. No country in the history of the world has remained on top indefinitely, and our time's coming. I hate to say it. I don't want it to happen, but we'll be knocked down to second, third, fifth, maybe ninth place, and we'll have to climb back up. And while we're down there, how are we going to expect number 1 and 2 and 3 to act? Just remember that shit. Have you ever tried ketamine? No. I use kratom for my pain. It helps with my attitude too. If I didn't use something like kratom, I'd probably kill people. I'd just go around killing people, just for, I don't know, because you know how when you kill people, I would assume anyway, you feel better about you. I mean, you feel guilty at first, but then you're like, oh, they're dead and I'm alive, therefore I feel better. I'd probably just go kill people. So yeah, I mean, it keeps me cool. Every raver knows K is the best way to come down from your roll. Hail kratom, says Apocalypse. It is good stuff, y'all. A simple leaf, crushed up, toss and swallow, and you're done. And Barco knows all about tossing and swallowing, so let's leave that to him as the specialist. What is ketamine? I've heard of it, Barco. I've heard of it as some kind of I think it's some kind of I don't know. Fuck it. What is it? Enlighten me. Fuck Maine too, really. When we came out of the States, well, King pumping out books. Maine too. Oh, Maine. Okay, gotcha. We can't invade and kill all brown people, but we can't ignore world problems either. That's right, Stabby. We've got a bit of a reputation for going after non-whites, but we can always look back at the Civil War. We can always look back at World War II when whites were quite primo on top of our list. In fact, I mean, we had some browns to kill, and we sort of focused more on the whites. Then again, think about it. We go to Germany, we're losing guys left and right as we close in and tighten the noose around their neck. We look at Japan and say, fuck it, I'm thinking atomic. Let's just drop bombs on them. You know, we don't need to go in there fighting and losing guys. They're brown people. They're brown people. You drop big bombs on them. And Little Boy and Fat Man got their day in the sun, didn't they? They got their day as the sun. Yeah, do you guys know how those bombs worked? You know, they actually detonate a little bit up above the ground to get the maximum effect. Bursting people into flame, vaporizing people. There were people running around with their skin hanging off like a sweater that just didn't fit. Yeah, we did that. I guess the question is, what would you have done? For one thing, do you think that everybody goes back to Pearl Harbor? Well, they attacked us. That's true. That's true. If you're going to attack America, get ready. You know what happens. This has played out before. But had we not cut off their oil? I mean, why we got to go fucking with people? We need to just, sometimes, I know we have to protect our allies, But goddamn it, sometimes we just need to take our nose out of everybody's business and say, we got our own problems. We're going to focus here at home.